Well, hello there, paper crafters everywhere. Kelly Baxter-Fitzgerald, independent maker with Close to My Heart here, highlighting several different ways that you can use our moments like these cut above kit. So I am super excited about this because every year I do a calendar for our grown children. We have 3 grown children who have families of their own. And I love to do the calendar and put all of our special dates on it, and it's always included as part of their Christmas gift, a handmade gift from the heart. In the past, sometimes the calendars have been, so time consuming. They've taken me so much time to think about them and design them and get them together, and it was a labor of love, but it was very unrealistic to think that I could do that year after year and create each of the 3 children their own calendars, plus a calendar of my own. So in these later years, last year in particular, Close to My Heart put out what they call a cut above kit. And then this year, it was such a success that they decided to do it again. Cut above, if you're not familiar with Close to My Heart's cut above, means that all of the pieces are pre-cut, pre-designed, and there's all kinds of specialty things that are done to those pages ahead of time to make you look amazing without having to own all of the special equipment needed to create those. So I'm going to give you an example. Our cut above kits come with all pre-printed background pages. So in this particular Moments Like These cut above kit, you would have 13 different pre-printed background pages. They might have some splattering on them, some stamping on them, some paper piecing on them, some tearing on them. So they all make it look like you did a ton of work. Each of the cut above kits also comes with a separated set of sticker sheets. So you would have the stickers that would be needed for each and every page, and they're divided according to page number. So you can easily separate them out. No thinking. Here's another example of one of our pre-printed pages. They also, our cut aboves, come with all of the punch outs. So these are so easy to punch out and pull apart, and you just simply, again, organized according to page, you simply punch them out and they are ready to go on the pages. So that has made my life easy. I can whip together a calendar kit literally in 2 hours. So I was able to get all 3 children's calendars done last year with the cut above kit in record-breaking time, and it was beautiful. So here they are again with the gorgeous Moments Like These cut above, and you have a choice. You can purchase this cut above layout kit with a calendar base. So you can get the kit and it'll include a calendar base, and each and every one of those layouts that comes in the kit that you'll be putting together fits perfectly onto the calendar. You would get a cover page and you would get 12 additional pages for the calendar. It includes all of the little stickers that are needed to create the dates on the calendar, so you could stamp them, you could handwrite them, or you can simply adhere all of the stickers. And then you also can get that kit with or without this cute stamp set. So as you can see, I put New Year's on here. We have 2 January birthdays in our family, so 1 little granddaughter and 1 son. And so you can use all of the different icons to represent all of the events that you have in your life for those months. So not a stamper, no worries, you can get the kit without the stamp. Not a calendar person, no worries, you can get the kit without a calendar. So I want to show you basically what you can do here. I'm going to show you the cut above kit exactly as it was designed, exactly as Close to My Heart designed it without any changes at all. So this is the cut above layout kit, and it has 13 pages. If you're using it with the calendar, you would have a cover page and 12 months. If you're using it without the calendar, you would have 13 individual beautiful 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts. So you could use it either way, whether you're a calendar person or not. So here is the cover exactly. So as I said before, those pre-printed bases have splattering and stamping in the background. They've given you layers and punch outs and stickers and all of those things to make it look like you spent hours and that you had a die cutting machine or that you had a Cricut. So look at those beautiful scallop punch outs that you can layer and add your stickers and all of your pieces to. Again, you don't have to have anything but adhesive to put these together. You don't have to have a Cricut. You don't have to have a die cutting machine. You don't have to have punches. I literally put this together using my Tombow adhesive runner, and I did use a little bit of 3D foam tape for things that I wanted to pop up, such as the titles. You could use foam dots, foam tape, and adhesive. You don't even need a scissor or a paper trimmer to put this together. They did the work for you. Gorgeous stamping in the background. All of the flourish pieces and the pieces that would typically be made out of thin cuts are all done for you. You punch them out or you pull them off of the sticker sheet and you are good to go. Love it. I loved everything about it. And I did this in under 2 hours. And I think really one of the things is pulling everything off and putting it into one of 13 piles and then assembly. That's it. I don't even think probably it took 2 hours. It was so easy to put together. So if there's someone out there that doesn't have a stash, that doesn't have a lot of scrapbooking things, but they want to create the layouts or create the calendar, they would need little or nothing in their supplies to be able to put it together. Simply adhesive will do. And aren't the pages gorgeous? I love everything about them. They're just absolutely gorgeous and so nicely done. And the one thing that I love the most is I didn't have to design anything. They designed everything for me, and all I have to do is add my children's photos. And what I do with my children now in this day and age of social media is I just go to each month of their Facebook and I just pull off a couple photos from their Facebook. And then I just put photos that whatever was worthy of posting for them, of the kids, the grandkids, and their events and their birthdays. I just pull a couple photos off of that and I print them out and add them to their calendar, and then I have a great gift for them. So again, this is the Cut Above layout kit exactly as is, and what you would do if you wanted to put that in calendar form, you would get the option that comes with a calendar base. If you would like to stamp on your calendar, you would get the option that has the stamp. So you can do as little or as much as you would like, and the calendar base that comes with it comes with all the stickers and all the stamps needed, depending on the option that you would choose. Now, some of my ladies always say, I love, 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 love the calendar idea, but what do we do with the calendar when we're done with it? Some people save all of their calendars from year to year. I'm a person that saves my calendars, and I also save my my Christmas letters from year to year, because those are that's kind of like my historical journal, right? But some young people, and I'm not picking on anyone, but some young people don't save those things anymore. They're not maybe as much of a pack rat society as we were. And so this is a way to make it functional. I took the original Cut Above layout kit. I added only cardstock to it and gold glitter gems. The gold glitter gems, the reason I added those is I just wanted to add a little bling, because everything is better with bling. What I did is I took all of the original pieces that were in this kit, and instead of creating the layouts that they showed us to create, I used all of the original pieces and did a tiny bit of rearranging and added just that extra cardstock to create each of these into a 2-page layout, creating 26 layouts. So I'm going to show you, here is the original. I'm going to show you the original. So here is the original in the Cut Above. And what I did is I took the original original pieces and added some extra cardstock, and I made it into a 2-page spread. So I was able to match up the cardstock and the background pages and spread those materials out to go from this to this. Okay, now what I'll do is I will put the main page in their calendar, and I will put the second page of each layout into a photo album. And then when the year is over, they will be able to cut this out just by snipping the top of the calendar and place it in the album with the companion page. And then they will have a 26-page album that they will be able to keep forever. Clever! Yay! So what I'm going to do is I'll show you each of the originals, and then I'll show you what I did to change it up. So here we have the Choose Happy, which is the original, and we have these great punch-out scallops that came in the original kit. I opted to cut parts of those scallops off and then cut those scallops again so that I could spread them across 2 pages. So here is the result. So here I took those and created 2 pages. So here's the first page. And then by using those extra bits of those scallops, then I was able to put bits right here and bits right here to make it look like the scallops went all the way across. Created the dotted line with my journaling pen to mimic or mirror the original pieces. 2-page spread now from 1. All right, the next one, this one was the original from the cut above. And I literally cut the background page, parts of it off. And this piece right here was a very long sticker. And I just cut bits of that sticker off. Whoops, excuse me. Where am I? Oh, I'm out of order. So sorry. So that I could spread those icons around. So original. And here are the 2 that I created with it. There was plenty of hearts and plenty of pieces that came along with it. So there's page 1 now, and here's page 2. So not only do you expand the album, but you expand the photo opportunities. So here is another one that I loved. This was the original that came in the cut above. And here is what I did to accomplish the 2-page. So here was the original. Here was the original, which is almost identical. You can see that I used these flowers on the second page. So here's the original, and here's the creation. By taking those flowers and incorporating them over into this grid page and coordinating those colors, you have a beautiful 2-page spread. Okay, the next one. Here is the original. Okay, here is the original from the cut above, and here is the 2-page spread. Okay, so you can see what I did is I spread out the elements that came in the kit. I added some cardstock to it. I cut some of the pieces. So these 4 pieces and these 4 pieces all come from one sticker strip that was in the original. The original sticker strip went all the way across and it was covered up by the photo mats. So I just cut them in bits so that I could spread them across a 2-page spread. You can see also on the original how wide this piece is here. I cut that in half so that I could spread it across 2 pages. You are getting the idea. So basically, by taking the elements in the original, here's the original. So you can see these original, this is a background page. So this is all one piece. This is what it looks like in the original kit. It's all one piece of paper. And I cut every strip of paper off of that original piece. And I also cut the extras in here and in between apart as well, and cut them into smaller strips so that I would have enough strips for 2 pages. So I was adding some cardstock to this, cutting some of those original strips in half or a fourth or whatever I needed, and then I was able to have enough icons to spread across and create the 2-page spread. Love, love, love that you can create things like this and make them your own. The next one, Some of them were very simple to change, and some of them were a little more challenging. This one was quite simple, but I did a workshop guide, or I am finishing a workshop guide that will show you how to convert yours easily. So you'll be able to put all 26 pages together in a snap because the guide is done for you. So here again we have an original. And then here is what I did to create 2 pages. I added a few bling gems here, and I just carried a couple of those pieces across to the second page, matching up the cardstock and changing up the top and the bottom a little bit. So on the original, I cut those strips apart and added the peacock on the top instead. Okay, next one. This one was the original. Whoops, excuse me, got 2 there. So this was the original. And because there's only one pattern sheet, I actually cut that pattern sheet in half and cut off the little strips and then put it on a new cardstock base, and so that I could incorporate a half a sheet on each page. So I could put a half a sheet, and I could use those blue strips and reuse those blue strips that were here from the original, and I still could use the original photo mats. And there was plenty of icons and plenty of stars that they gave you in the original kit to be able to make that work. Here's the other half of the tag that doesn't show. So instead of using the whole tag and have part of it here that doesn't show, I incorporated that little bit that would have not shown over on the other side. So, and I love that one. Of course, I love the 4th of July colors. So here we have the original from the original cut above. There was some punch out pieces or throwaway pieces that came inside these film strips. And so I actually cut the background page in not quite half, I think a 1/4 and 3/4 or something like that. And then I actually used the throwaway pieces to draw some of the colors from the original into the 2-page spread. So as you can see, here it is where I cut that and only used part of it, and then filled it in with cardstock so that I could carry it over to 2 pages. And then these throwaway pieces came over here to draw in the gray and the avocado to be able to make that flow into 2 pages. And here we go, we're getting there. Here is the original from the cut above. Okay, and then this one I actually cut a frame, a 1-inch frame all the way around the background piece. And let me show you that background piece. It's right here. So what I did is I cut a 1-inch frame around it and reserved the middle for 1 page and used the frame for the 2nd page so that this cute pattern paper could be on both sides, on both pages. So here was the original, and here is what I did. Here's that frame that I cut out. You can see that frame. And then all of those little pieces, I cut them in half. So I cut them in half, or I cut them in a 1/4. So I cut this tag in half. I cut these 2 pieces in half. I cut this one in half. I cut some of the sticker off so that all of those half pieces could be pulled over here to this page to give a good flow and scope and sequence to both of the pages and tie them together. Okay? All right. The next one, this one was a bit tricky. This one is one background page that gives you the element of tearing. Even though it's one piece of paper, it makes it look like it's a bunch of pieces of paper that are torn to give it that fun, distressed look. So what I actually did with this one is I cut each one of those torn strips together, and it's very easy to do with our micro tip scissors. Took just a couple minutes, and I cut on the tear lines, and I actually cut some of the longer pieces even in half again and tore them again and added cardstock. So you can see where I added cardstock, where I kept some of those torn pieces and just arranged them in there. And then that gave me some extras. Half of this one could come over here, and another cutout piece could come over here. And by adding the grays and the white, I could stretch that into a 2-page spread. Okay. And there was no waste at all. I did not waste any pieces of this kit. And like I said, by simply adding the cardstock. So here is the original, and I loved that it looked like the background was stamped, even though it was all one piece. So I actually cut all of these pieces out of the background page, including these, and then put them on some cinnamon cardstock so that these pieces could be drawn into the new layout, and I would have enough pieces for 2 of them. Love, love, love this color combination of the cinnamons and then the gold, and just gorgeous. So here is both of those layouts. Now here we are at the last layout. So when I got to 26, I quite honestly was ready for the designing part to be over. When you're putting it together, it will be a breeze because the designing part is over. But when I got to this one, this gorgeous pattern was difficult because there aren't elements within it to cut apart. So what I actually did is I did a hack or a trick where you actually use half and half. So what I did here is I recreated that background so that the background would match up with the pattern background that you received in the kit. It matches up perfectly by using a 12 by 12, an 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and then a 11 1/2 by an 11 1/2. So you can recreate that edge, and then when you cut that original page in half on a diagonal, they fit and line up perfectly as if they were meant to be together. So then I just used the bits that came with it and created that same effect. Got something weird on there. So there you have it. 26 pages of moments like these, custom created to be able to either A, make a calendar with 13 layouts, or B, just have an album with 13 single page 12 by 12 layouts, or C, use the conversion directions and be able to convert this to a 26 page album where you could use 13 of those pages in your calendar and add them to the album later, or just simply use it as a 26 page album. Check that out. Be sure you check out our Moments Like These calendar cut above kit and grab one up today. They're available today. Thank you for watching and happy scrapping. See you. Bye.